Right, guys. Third video, end of the videos in terms of getting to sticking points or plateaus, and just touching on the dietary side of things. Um, the main thing with dieting, in my opinion, is knowing you and knowing what kind of body type you are. I know for a fact that I am predominantly ectomorph. I've got quite a high metabolism. I've got long limbs, tend to be taller than the average person, and tend to be quite narrow in stature. You got endomorph, which tends to be more guys that hold body fat all over their body, tend to be a lot stockier and squarer in frame, and tend to be quite good at the big lifts in terms of just raw outright power. And then you got mesomorph, very advantageous if you're predominantly mesomorph and you want to be a bodybuilder, because your body will respond very, very well to that kind of stimulus, and you'll keep that kind of in between leanness of an endomorph, an ectomorph, and the kind of potential of building muscle mass like an endomorph. So mesomorph is obviously the preferred body type in terms of bodybuilding. Ectomorph is definitely more kind of like your endurance athlete, and I'd say an endomorph then, like strongmen, powerlifting, and so on. So I know, for example, my body will chew through calories. I've got very fast metabolism, but as a sticking point, I know that my body will target muscle tissue before it's quite long-term fat reserves, because it's an easier process to break down the muscle tissue in a calorie deficit than it is that fat process. So I know I have to be very, very careful in terms of my diet. So say now I'm on a lean diet and I'm bringing my weight back down due to measurements. I stick with the measurements more in terms of depicting how much muscle mass I'm holding. I do have a few people I'm fairly good friends with who are capable of doing fat caliper testing, which gives you a very accurate depiction of how much body fat overall body you're holding, and what hormone levels may be out of balance. Anyway, so that gives me a very, very good indication of the kind of track I'm going down. And say if I get to a sticking point where I don't want to drop anything too drastically, I want to keep protein high, I want to keep my fats high, I use carbohydrates as a variable. What I found that works very well for me is carb cycling. I will do a 3 to 4 day period where I'll have very low carbohydrates, not straight away. I'll bring it down each time I cycle it. But then on the 4th or 5th day, I will have a big refeed. So I'm not going to be causing too much of a horrific dent or damage to different hormone levels, especially testosterone, because as soon as your test levels drop off, you are really finding an uphill battle, almost an impossible battle. So yeah, it's just basically, guys, doing your research, finding out how your body responds to different things, sticking to a realistic kind of time frame and goal window, and doing things incrementally. So when you're bulking, look at 150 to 300 calories above your calorie maintenance for you as an individual. In terms of dieting, me personally, I would get to a point where I've hit my calorie maintenance, and I'd bring in cardio. After the cardio has kind of lost its kicking effect, 20 minutes high interval training, probably a day, would probably take me to a good couple of months of tidy weight loss without having to change my diet much. But once you do hit that kind of next sticking point, I'll be looking at bringing down my my calorie intake by about 100 calories per week until I've hit that comfortable stride of where I'm continuing to lose weight, so I'll level it off again. If I come to an outright sticking point, then I will purposely bring in then that carb cycling, where I know that no matter the calorie count and so on, that it will target and focus more on the expelling transfer of energy through carbohydrates as the energy source. So there's so many so many tools available to you to potentially break through these plateaus and these barriers, and that it's just a case of doing your homework, going online, and just finding out as much as you possibly can. But moderation, guys, really keep that in mind, because the more extreme you go, the more extreme the next thing you're going to have to do to get past that next sticking point. It's always good to leave yourself that next step, because once you're on that step and there's nowhere else to go, you are not going to get any further results. So always leave yourself room to improve, guys, okay? It's a really important thing to do. Anyway, next video should probably be coming up very shortly. Like I said, if there's any other topics you want discussed or questions you want specifically answered yourselves, guys, don't hesitate. Just drop me a message. Leave your own little video, whatever it takes. Just, you know, I want to cover topics that mean something to you guys, not just something that I've just thought of that may potentially hold weight or value. All right, nice one. Take it easy, guys.